Okay, in the last tutorial I showed you how to do some room schedules and duplicate a view to create this ground floor area. So here's one that I've just sort of tidied up with some basic scheme representation here, and just to sort of find all that stuff. Sometimes it can be not that logical, but we've got color fill legends, and if needed, if the scale isn't right, you can go down here and adjust it a little bit, and things will look a little bit cleaner. This is just the basic way to do it. I'm just going to leave everything 1 to 100 for this because we're still at the early stages of the design. Now I want to do the same thing, but I want to do it here in the ground floor plan, and I want to start looking at doors and windows. So if you want to start to tag them and then schedule them, you can use some of the tools here inside of the Annotate tool, inside of the Annotate tab, and you can go and tag by category or tag all. So I'm just going to do tag by category, and we're going to go in here and we're going to get close to some of the doors, and you can see as I get close to a door or a window, it's going to put these little tags on them. So I'll just be very basic about it right now, and this is just giving it a number. Now of course you can rename that number with D1, D2 and so on. You can see that the shape, the geometry around those items are different. So we've got the hexagon and we've got the bubble, and very quickly we can start to itemize each door and window without having to do too much. I'm not going to do all of these ones just for time. I mean, this could possibly be a curtain walling or a sliding design. We'll touch on that in later tutorials. Now each one is flexible. You can of course pull this back to here, or you could maybe move it inside of the room. These can also be adjusted. This one comes with a leader line. Maybe you don't want a leader line, so you can do that, and we'll just get rid of that leader line. Maybe like to have your doors with the tag right next to it. Now if the size isn't quite right, of course if you go to here to say 1 to 50, these will adjust, or you go into the actual editable component of that tag and adjust it. Here inside of the properties palette, there's ways to make it vertical if you want to make it vertical, and you could even go into the basics of editing the type, and there's options to have maybe arrows or diagonals or filled dots depending on how you want those leaders to hit the door. So just little graphical things you can do straight away. If it's not exactly aligned here, you can just move things around a little bit just to clean it up. Just depends on how precise you want to be. Now what you notice whenever I'm going to engraving this, it's going to picking up other things. This is the ground floor slab, and I don't want to be capturing this every single time, so I'm going to use this little modify tool to place a pin. And the other thing I'm going to do is turn off selected pins element, so now I won't grab it accidentally. You can do this with everything depending on how you want to manage your files. Okay, so a really simple way to go and tag all that information. You can go tag all. This will again just grab everything that could potentially be tagged. If you don't have the tags loaded into your database because you didn't use a template, you'll have to load in these. So other things I might want to do is just go and do all the additional window tags that I haven't done, and let's see if that's going to pick up all those. There we go. So that's kind of helpful instead of having me have to go click click click. And of course you can renumber these. So when I select the tag, I don't see the number, but when I go to the window, it's reporting it from the window properties here. So this window might be window 1. Now there's already a window 1 in here, so I would just go 01. Hopefully there's not more than 99 windows in your buildings, and you can go through and rename these. There are tools out there that will automatically name these for you. You can even use Dynamo script sometimes. We'll keep it just really basic because this is a beginner tutorial. Okay, so there's the doors and windows tag, so you can clean all these up and make them look the certain way you want. And the last thing I'm going to be doing here is going to create a door and window schedule. I think by default this one's actually done it. It was already in the template. So when I go to the door schedule, it's actually captured all that information, and this template's actually been set up to do a grand total of doors. It's got our thickness, it's reporting on the width, the height, the location, and it's also doing it with the window schedule here. So we can see we've got a lot of windows that it's reporting on. Now, this is bi-directional, so I can actually bring this out. So I'm just going to grab that tab and just bring it over here, for example, and just bring up that ground floor view. And I haven't really docked it that well. Let me just dock that back. Nice little tools, and I'll just close out some of the views that I don't need at the moment. We'll just focus on the ground floor and window schedule, and inside of our views, when we go to user, when we go to this one, we're in tab views at the moment, we'll just tile them, and you can go, zoom all. So here, this is 0, 1, for example. This is actually bi-directional, so you can actually type in, here's door 39, which is somewhere in my model. So we can see here we have 39 right next to it. See, it's selected. So when I go here, 39 is selected, and I'm going to go to 02, and that will push it through as well. So you can actually do this from the spreadsheet here and drive that information. There's also the heights and the widths. So if I go and bring up my door schedule, and let's say all the doors, so again I'm just going to go back here to tile views. WT is the shortcut tool for that, so WT. I want to now go to these doors, and maybe I want to drive some of the parameters here. So I'll do this with a 3D view, and WT, and then ZA to zoom extents, and we'll just grab the front door, which is Mark 9. So here's the front door, Mark 9 is shown here. Now maybe I want to make this bigger. It's 9.15, but I want to make it a grand entrance door. So maybe I'll make it 1 meter, for example. It's going to tell me that we're going to change it, and I can drive it from here. Now we'll give you some warnings about this, which we can get into later. But there's some cool things here. Just if you're starting basic in the sketch design space, if you're doing a feasibility study or schematic design, you can really start to push this around a little bit quicker should you want to. So maybe I want to do the height, and I'll just do it again, 2700. It's going to give me a warning because this is going to be applied to all elements of this type. So if I go like that, this is now at 2.7. The other ones in the project have also changed to 2.7 as well. So just little things like that can help you speed up some of your workflows in your project. So again, if I want to do it maybe with this door here. So again, all I did was go, this one's Mark 8. I can identify it in the door schedule, and for Mark 8, I want these to actually be quite tall doors. Probably going to be expensive, but it could look quite cool. So you see they've all changed here, and now when we go to, I'm just going to close out the door schedule for now. Now when we go to our model, all our doors have moved up into a 2.7 ceiling height here. Now I'm going to have to adjust that, but you get the idea. So that was a quick intro to working with doors and windows and being able to schedule them, tag them, and then also drive information from that schedule back into the Revit model.